pearly white teeth car salesman.
This is my student Rory, and he recently closed a £14,000 sale in a single sales call. And here's the insane part. Up until literally a few months ago, Rory had zero sales experience apart from selling climbing shoes in a climbing gym. He didn't know how to run a call, he didn't know how to handle objections, or even where to start. In this video, I'll share his journey and break down the key shifts that happened for him, the sort of strategy that he used, so you can maybe implement the same thing yourself. Let's get into it.
Where did you come across me?
Instagram,
Yeah.
first of all. I was in a desperate state, working my 13-hour shifts in a dusty climbing gym. And there was just an authenticity about you. It was one of those, what you'd call, I think you said they were like dirty ads or something, just very raw, very natural. Yeah. And it was just basically like, there was just a thing where it's just, you see loads of these things. And you see loads of like, crypto people, you see lots of everything. But with the skill of sales, it is directly correlated to how much money you earn, of how good you are. It's not chance, you know. So I just, that came across in that, and that's where I found you.
Okay. And what sort of made you take that first step, do you think?
Oh, desperation to get out of where I was then. There really was no other options for me. It's funny, like when you're at the beginning and you haven't invested in yourself before, you just think like, oh, you know, everything might be like not legit. You think, oh, where I'm putting this, but of course, if as soon as you do that, as soon as you actually take the step and realize that there are people, there's a whole other world, you know, beyond just applying for 600 jobs, all entry level.
Yeah.
There's so much more out there, but it's only on the other side of that step, because you're never sure, right? That's the whole point of this game. You're never sure. Yeah.
It's weird once you realize that you can like pay to
Yeah.
like hijack someone's entire life knowledge that you get it downloaded in a month. It's into your brain. It's such a hack that we're living through. Like, and I do it all the time. I've got like, at the minute, I just paid someone for personal brand. I'm like, I don't know anything about personal brand, so I'm going to invest a couple of grand.
Yep.
Now I know what this guy has taken in 10 years of trial and error. It's like simple.
Yeah.
All right. So how did you find the online, like the group mentoring sessions when we were working together in practice calls and everything?
Brilliant. Like I just know, you know, I just threw myself at it, and that's the thing. Like when you're fully committed, those group trainings, and of course you gave me some extra, like so much support with like one-to-one work that we did as well. Yeah, you did. Really, you didn't? Oh well. Not your top protege then. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just being nice by saying things.
You at this stage, I might as well just pin your WhatsApp into my save phone.
Yeah, just do it. Just be like, right, is this child's got legit? Yeah, do it.
So, how long did it take for you to sort of like feel like I'm confident in this and I feel like I could make a career out of it? Because you came from no background. A lot of the people that I'm now working with, I'm focusing on people with a little bit of experience rather than going in ground zero. You came from literally no experience.
Nothing.
So how soon was it until you felt like, actually, I can make a career out of this and I've got the skills, I've got these for life? When was that, do you feel?
Well, I guess it goes in levels. First of all, after your training was complete, there was that like 3-month mark. Within like 3 months of doing that, like I felt like, okay, now I have a really good foundation. I understand where my weaknesses are, where my strengths are, what I need to do, and there's different levels of it. So, but at the point where, like I did a bit of work with you, and then also obviously landing the role that I have now, I was like, this is it. This is completely possible, and it keeps going in levels. Like you get more and more confident if you land a different offer. Obviously, there's going to be some different ways of approaching it depending on what the product is, depending on what kind of like the ethos of the company that is. But it keeps going up and up and up. So I'd say within like 3 months was like, okay, now I know I can do this. And then once I landed that first role, like, oh, then it became 100%. I can do this, and we're always learning, right? We're always we have to keep going in this game. You can't stop, you know?
Yeah, it's a never-ending, like a sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's like jujitsu, like anything. Like once you stop learning, you just lose momentum and take the work. So, do you feel like you'll do this for a long time?
Oh yeah. I mean, again, I just couldn't go back. Just normal working. I couldn't do that. And there is some, like, you know, to really, like, sales is hard. Like, it is hard, but it's so rewarding. That's the whole point, right? Like, it's fine. Like, if I went to go back to something that was just, let's just call it normal, like traditional employment, wouldn't be that challenge there. There wouldn't be that like, I don't know, it's like calling to be like better. And that can be anything. Everything feeds into sales, as you know, like how you look after yourself physically, the people that you have around, everything. Like, because if you just feel rubbish, your sales calls are going to be rubbish. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, and you have to do everything in your life to do that. So going back to something like traditional employment, it would just be, you know, you just, it's so easy to be stale because there's nothing challenging you. There's nothing there. So if you want to do that, then that's fine. But I couldn't do that. I've been in those roles ever since I left uni. It's not something that I want to do. So yeah, I can see myself doing this for a long time.
Long time. That's good to hear. I don't think I've ever asked you that before. Is there anything that you feel like this newfound skill and way of working, being able to work from your laptop from anywhere, money from anywhere, is there anything that sort of allowed you to do of changing your lifestyle that's quite
Yeah.
big?
Yeah, that's pretty easy to answer. So first of all, like, things, let's just say, like, my relationship, first of all, with my partner, she's up in Yorkshire. But that when I had my old jobs, I had to, everything evolved around that, first of all.
Yeah.
So time with my partner, time with my family, time with my friends. I was working nights, I was working mornings, super unhealthy. First of all, time, right? Quality time. I mean, you like that as well. There's nothing more like, there's nothing better than just like working a good week and then just going, right, you're free, everyone's free, and now we can all relax together. Like, that is essence of life to me.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. So I can do that.
It doesn't have to be over Rolexes and jet skis, does it?
No.
It's those in between times, quality times that make a big difference on like how enjoyable your life is.
Yeah. And exactly, like, and the second thing is that when you have like a job, like, again, it's the same thing. You have to squeeze your fitness. If you're into fitness, you have to squeeze around. Like, oh, I have to go to the evening jiu-jitsu class, or I have to get up at 6. Whereas now, if I want to start work at like 8 in the morning, do 4 hours, and then go to the gym or something in the middle of the day, I can do that if I want to. If I want to have a certain amount of time to to do essentially whatever I want, I can do that. But it's also up to me. This is for people who have like that basic standard of work ethic. So
yeah,
it's
not this is not a get rich quick scheme.
No,
it's
absolutely not. You have to be like, if you want to hire somebody, let's just put yourself in that position. If you are hiring somebody that you said, right, you're allowed to work as many hours as you want, but I want you to generate X amount, I want to hit these targets. You have to be, you'd want that person to have control over themselves and to be like, oh, I want to work 2 or 3 hours a day. Like, why would you want to work 2 or 3 hours a day? Like, that's, even the people at the very top are still putting in lots of hours because they're passionate and they want to grow. So it's not like, definitely wouldn't treat this and go into it with the expectation of, oh, okay, great. Like, I'm only going to put, like, this is hard. You have to devote yourself. But if you do, on the other side of that, if you have a really good work ethic, if you want to be better in all areas of life, then then it's for you.
Yeah, the way I look at it a lot of the time, like this world, it's almost like being an entrepreneur, but with a guaranteed result. It's like you could come up with a business
Yeah.
Work really hard at it for 2 years,
Yeah.
and you could just fail.
Yeah.
If you get really, really good at sales, you are guaranteed to be successful for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that is so true.
So
Yeah.
it's like, and ultimately the salespeople earning a lot more than a lot of the entrepreneurs that I know.
True.
You know, so to wrap this up, without mentioning the name, your offer at the minute is you're working with someone who does coaching, right?
Yeah.
What are their packages? They've got a few different prices, haven't they?
Yeah. So just like learn about what kind of price points and commission you could earn. Is that
Yeah.
the, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, not too long ago, like, I mean, I had the biggest deal I ever did. I never thought I could do that, is to someone to hand over 14 grand in about an hour and a half, with one call. That's it. Super clear, super controlled. That's just one of the middle packages as well. So in a day, that was, 1.4
Yeah.
K in one
And
day.
that's pounds as well, isn't it? Euros.
That's euros. So what?
Euros.
That's still a pretty work day,
Yeah.
And that was from an hour and a half.
10% commission.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many calls do you usually have in a day?
That varies. So this offer in particular has like 2 weeks of really, really intense. Like, we run workshops, we run ads, and then in those 2 weeks it's super busy. So that can range sometimes to around 3 or 4 calls a day. And these types of calls as well, like, depending on the offer, it's different. But this one, you have to require, like, for that investment, you have to be really, really there, and you have to be. I have at least an hour gap between. They're not back to backs, because you have to be fully there. So it's, instead of like in some offers, you can have 6 or 7 or 8,
Yeah.
depending.
3K sales, you just in and out, in and out. Yeah.
Whereas this, because there's a much longer process, and obviously I mean, there's investments all the way up to 30,000 euros with this offer. So you have to be super, super on it. Like, you have to be preparing. So I usually like to keep the gaps there. And that can be sometimes, 7-day work weeks, which, again, it can be a bit intense. But then on the last part of the month, it quiets down until the next workshop goes again. So that's what kind of this offer is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you get the 10% commission on the different offers, a 14K, a 30K. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you're on target with your earnings, what could they like possibly be in a month? Like,
Well, let's just say like this. Like, if I had like like, 3 or 4 calls, like, again, it's like a really high investment. So sometimes, depending on like who's qualified that's coming through, but that's easily 10, 15 month. Like, if you're closing, let's just say, even 40 or 50%, maybe even at the beginning, if I was closing at something like 20%, which is really low. That's still, I would still be replacing my like income, or doubling my income from my old job, even if I had a really bad month. But great months, 10, 15 easily.
Excellent. Is there any parting words for anyone who'd be watching this, who might be in a sales job already? They might be in a corporate job. They might be thinking, who's this northern chimp who's on YouTube and Instagram, thinking like, do I go ahead with this? Is there any like parting wisdom from the?
Yeah, straight out of the Seed Sales Academy, of course I can. So first of all, like, there's a lot of style. Okay, like, parting words of this, like, if you're already in sales, it's completely up to you. Right? That's number one. Number two, if it's completely up to you, do you believe in yourself enough to make this work? Because if that is absolutely, if you are fully committed, like, again, the universe responds to bold commitment, doesn't it? Like, if you are absolutely locked in, and you know that this is what you want to do, this will work out, because we've been moving into the information age. So long, this is like, this new branch of sales. It's been around for a while, but as far as traditional sales, from what I've heard as well, it's a completely different world.
Yeah, it is.
And it's where it's going. Like, it's just, quite frankly, corporate sales, great. You have a whole team, but when it's just up to you, you will be absolutely flabbergasted at what you can accomplish. And then also without the stress, the time, the health. It's just, if you are a top performer, there's very little room for error. If you're a top performer and you are, and you're confident in yourself, it's very difficult to fail. You have to actively try to fail. And yeah, first of all, like what I was about to say around the schools, about like it's
There's like a
very
lot of objection handling there. I like it. I feel like I've been objecting.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can get more people who are really focused on objection handling. You can get some people that are really, really keen on the discovery. There's so many thoughts out there. It's becoming like martial arts school now. It's very funny. Just finding the right mentor, and the ones that I really, really align with this training is brilliant discovery, because me and you are kind of the belief, like, having skills like objection handling, obviously invaluable,
Yeah.
having skills to be able to, but the sale is made in the discovery, sometimes
Yeah.
within the first 10 or 15 seconds, right?
Mhm.
Like, the sale is made once you go deep enough. And objections do only happen, like, there are some people who have a lot of limiting beliefs, and you have to kind of, you have to work through them. But if you're fully there with people and you have brilliant discovery, people want to be listened to, they want to be led.
Yeah.
And if you can do that by holding up a mirror and showing them where they are and getting all of their rubbish out of the way, they might say things that if you can do that calmly, non-egotistically, it's easy. It's hard to learn to do that, but if you can master that, you don't need to have 10 flashy lines to handle objection and reframe, and it's all there. It's great to have, but if you can do that, then yeah, that was long. That was a long one. But there
That
you
was
go.
more than a parting word, I'd say.
Yeah. It's great.
As you can see, there's so many strong roles out there, and these sort of roles can pay you life-changing money. Ultimately, you could be in a position similar to Rory, where you're literally only a few months away from actually landing one of these positions and getting that freedom that Rory spoke about in the video. On top of that, if there is any topics that you'd like me to cover, please drop them in the comments below. Or if you've got any questions for someone that's had the experience that I have, just drop them in the comments and I'd love to answer them. And if there's some good topics in there, then I'll make some videos on there over the coming weeks. Peace.